I've been playing this game for a very long time, man. Just trying to make a player that looks like me, but not really that close. It's really special when I actually get to have somebody that looks exactly like me. I'm really excited for that.
This is a dream come true, you know. When I was little and I was playing 2K, I was always thinking about, damn, like, I should be there one day, you know. I want to be there one day, and here we are.
And now you're here.
Yeah.
How does it feel that you're going to be in NBA 2K?
It's crazy. For being a video game, played it my whole life growing up, with all my guys, and now to finally be in it, I don't got to create my own player. It's fun.
You've been playing 2K all your life. What modes do you play on?
I play everything. Team up, my career, my team. I play my career. I play all-star team up with my friends online. I do fantasy leagues. I do all that. I'm a 2K head.
I play it all.
Really?
I play everything else. When it comes to 2K, I consider myself the guy.
Because Cam said he was the guy.
Yeah, Cam don't play 2K. He just talking.
Is there anything about your appearance that they need to get right in the game?
For sure the smile. For sure.
Is there anything about your...
Definitely the hair and the headband. That's kind of the way that my look's going now. So I'd say that's priority number one.
Everything. It better look exactly like me. I'm talking about head, the hair, the eyebrows, nose, facial structure. I need everything, man. I need the shot form. I want everything.
What do you think your highest attribute rating should be in the game?
I think definitely my three-point shooting.
I'm a good passer, so passing the ball is what I do probably the best.
My dunking, for sure. I got a lot of dunks in my package, so that rating should be pretty high.
I definitely have my speed. I feel like my speed should be like a 97, 98.
That's really high.
At least, yeah, it is high.
So you definitely have to grab a copy of NBA 2K22
For sure.
then.
I'm definitely buy
Yeah.
one. I'm about to pre-order whenever we're to pre-order.
He's an NBA player. I don't think we need to
I
give
don't
him on
know.
the pre-order.
I'm not used to that, so I don't know. I'm pre-ordering it for sure, though.
You have any feedback? Do you want to give our gameplay director, Mike Wang?
But the graphics, obviously are where they need to be, and the motions and movements getting better too. So I mean, just keep working on your craft, but you're doing a good job.
Do you want to say anything to Mike Wang? Because we're actually going to have him on the show soon. So do you have anything that...
Mike, can I get the logo, please? That's all I want. I've been dreaming since I was little kids. Let me get a logo.
Anything else game specific?
Maybe a 99.
Okay. You've seen the trailers, you've heard the buzz. Well, today we're getting more NBA 2K22 details straight from the source. Here's gameplay director Mike Wang. I know you want to learn more about NBA 2K22, so here to talk about it is the source himself, gameplay director Mike Wang. Welcome again to 2K TV. Always a pleasure having you on.
It's a great pleasure being here again, Alexis. How are you doing?
I'm doing so well. So we're getting close to launch time, and you've released some details on your blog and social media. So tell us what's going on with NBA 2K22 that you can share with us.
Oh, wow, there's so many things to share, Alexis. And the city got a big rework. On Gen 4, there's a cruise boat. It's crazy. There's just so much going on with gameplay, an all-new defensive mechanic system that feels way better to me. It's a lot more fun, a lot more competitive. And just across the board, so many areas were touched. So I don't know where we want to start, but let's talk about some gameplay maybe.
All right, let's do that. What do you think the community is going to be most excited about with gameplay changes?
It's going to be a hard one to pinpoint. I'm going to say two things. But number one, because this was one of our biggest pillars for gameplay this year, it's going to be defense. And I think that's going to be just perimeter defense, body ups on the floor, movement and how the players feel just in on-ball defensive stances and on-ball defensive situations. But at the rim especially, and contesting shots. All that stuff is reworked. We have an all-new block system. It just feels much more rewarding on the defensive end of the floor, just making plays and getting stops. So I think that's going to be the most exciting thing for our community because it's just a much more balanced game and a much more fun game to play. And the second thing I'm going to say is, because this is one of my personal favorites, is going to be dribbling. I think that just all the stuff we've added there with the new combos and the new signature moves, it's just going to be a lot of fun. So if you're a dribble guy, a dribble head, you're going to have a lot to work with this year.
What is Mike Wang most excited about with 2K22 gameplay?
Yeah, and that's, I think just what I alluded to is just the game feels way more balanced, and it makes more sense just in terms of how we're rewarding players if they are doing the right thing on the court. I know it sounds really general and really basic, but a lot of times in the past, sometimes you'd make the right play or do the right thing, but you weren't always rewarded for it. And in 2K22, I feel like that's it's much more just a one-to-one. If you make the right play, you get rewarded. You get the right stops, or you score. So just shooting open shots, taking high IQ shots, much more rewarded. This just feels way better to make the right play, get open, knock down those open jumpers. They're so much fun to play with. And Luka too, right? We brought in Luka from OCAP, and he gave us his patented step back jumper and his moves, and so the nicest guy, and super funny, just a pleasure to work with. So we're so excited that he's our cover guy this year.
That's awesome. Can you tell us a little bit more about Seasons?
Yeah, so Seasons is going to be, we've had it in the past with my team. And the goal that Eric Benish wanted this year was to really extend the seasons across the entire game. So I'll speak to gameplay because that's my area. What we're doing with Seasons is we're going to try and release content throughout the entire year. So, on day one, we've usually just thrown all the animations at you, all the signature moves and shots and everything. But we're going to try and roll that out across the year just to kind of change the meta up a little bit, give people something to look forward to. And it's really going to, I think, just to prolong the life of the game and make people just excited to try new things as the year goes on.
Mike, I know that a lot of players love making the dominant archetypes of NBA 2K, and NBA 2K21, it seemed like it was the power forward. So, Mike, what do you think the dominant archetype will be for NBA 2K22?
That's a good question, because that's something that we're always trying to balance and tune, because we don't really want there to be one dominant archetype, right? So the power forward thing is fixed, and it's much more spread out in terms of the badges you get per position and heights and archetypes. But one thing we really focused on was trying to make all the different heights and positions have unique strengths and abilities. So one thing that I think might actually be interesting is we might have a lot of smaller players this year. If you are 6 foot or under, you get a massive speed boost. You have access to higher ball handling ratings as well as like 3-point ratings. So a lot of people might gravitate toward that direction this year. Having said that, in our online test here internally, we've got a guy who plays as like a 7-foot center every single time, and he is so dominant in our games. So, I think it's a good mix, because I think you're going to have people who want to be kind of that in the middle road, small forward, power forward, and still kind of do it all. But you might see some players gravitate toward like point guards, small point guards even, and then like big centers, and hopefully we have the whole gambit covered, and it's a much more balanced experience overall.
What are the gameplay differences between Gen 4 and Gen 5?
That's an interesting question, because we wanted to do our best to try to keep parity between Gen 5 and Gen 4 as much as possible. So all the stuff that I mentioned before, like the dribble moves and combos, all that's going for both gens. But Gen 5 has some great features that are exclusive to that generation. Because all the stuff we do with foot planting, a lot of tech with movement, that's all going to be exclusive to Gen 5. And we also have some pretty interesting features, which we're going to probably go into in a little bit later, with alley-oops and with dunks, that provides a bit of a skill mechanic to those specific moves. So stay tuned for more on that. But they're a lot of fun to use, and I think our gamers are going to love just trying out these new features that are specific to Gen 5.
Well, thank you so much for giving us a preview of NBA 2K22. We are so excited for the game to release, and I know you are so excited as well. Thanks again for joining us.
Thank you. It was great being here, and we're so excited for our fans this year. It's going to be a great year for NBA 2K.
Can we get a mic check from you just to make sure the sound?
Okay, DJ, here we go.
Okay, DJ Duarte. Do you have a goal for your overall rating for the end of this year?
I want to be the best. I want to be good. I want to leave a legacy, especially have a whole country behind my back.
Right.
And like I've been saying, there's not a lot of kids make it out from the DR. So I do want to have the opportunity to do good things for those kids that are coming behind me.
Do you have a ratings goal at the end of the season?
I feel like that I can get into maybe to the 80s this year, maybe 90s that year after that. But my goal is just to keep steadily building. I think I was at 76. I think that's what I'm at. So you get that to 80, then bump it up, keep going from there.
And now that you're going to be in the game, are you going to play with your player?
The NBA on 2K Sports welcomes you to Wednesday afternoon basketball. This is Kevin Harlan along with Greg Anthony and Brent Berry. David Aldridge will be reporting from the sidelines. We've got the Supersonics facing the Cleveland Cavaliers. So Cleveland will get the first possession. Let's check out Seattle's starting lineup. We got Sean Kemp. Payton is out there with Allen. And it's Durant. And it's Sigma in at the center.
Oh, that's straight TNT, baby. Explosive.
That was pretty. And he just has that effortless knack for getting inside. And so it's the Cavaliers getting on the board first. Allen for the three. That's good. And it's Payton with the assist.
And this is Allen's game. One of the quickest releases we've ever seen. Amazing shooting off that pass.
Here's Price. Here's Doherty. And he lays it straight in. Doherty's got his second bucket of the game to go.
And that's a lesson for the D. Fight harder on the glass.
Yeah, you just can't afford to give up second chance opportunities again and again.
Yes, that goes in.
I mean, how about the quickness on display there for Payton, especially when he's slicing to the basket.
Here in the first, a little over a minute played so far. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. I was able to talk with the head coach of the Cavaliers. He said he honestly doesn't know what to expect. This is the first meeting between these two teams this year, so there'll be some feeling out at the beginning. But he told me sometimes that's when we're at our best. We're relying on our instincts and awareness at the offensive end. Kevin, we'll see if that holds true.
Great, David. Thanks. We'll see if they can execute and grade some good looks early and then Greg capitalize.
Yeah, this is also a good way to challenge your shooters. Get them mentally prepared for what's about to come.
I think more decent looks come from more floor spacing.
And here's KD for three. And it's out of bounds, and they say it was last touched by Durant. And here are the Cavaliers. Price outside. Got a hand on it. And the layup's good off the glass.
And after missing 4 straight, he finally gets one to go.
Now Payton. KD on the wing. Pass to Sigma. Durant drawing the double team. No one near Payton as he lets it go. And good as it just snugs right down through the net.
Well, KD, an awesome job there, just sharing the rock with his teammates.
And here in the first, approaching 3 minutes played. Price against Payton. From deep. Price can't get that one to fall.
His touches left him in this quarter nowhere close to the kind of output they need from him.
They grab their own miss. Kemp, and then Kemp slams it
Ooh,
in.
sit down, boy.
He gets to the rim,
Sit down.
Lights out. Kemp, just too much power.
What is your
and
issue?
explosiveness.
And he'll be shooting his first free throw of the game here. And the Cavaliers will go with a different look here. Rollins checked in for Doherty. Williams comes in for Bennett. Reggie Williams, he's checked in for Elo. And Steve Kerr is subbed in for Price. Big group substitution here for Seattle. Hayward's checked in. Lewis comes in for Kevin Durant. Dennis Johnson's checked in for Ray Allen. And it's Williams in for Payton. And that one falls for Kemp.
And this is a guy, Sean Kemp, all the talent in the world, could be a perennial double-double machine, just a matter of staying focused.
Now, here's Kerr. Count it.
And he's not going to miss many of those, especially that wide open.
Well, he's automatic from the mid-range, and the defense knows that. It's a mistake to give up a shot like that.
Kemp with the bucket.
Tough shot.
Yeah,
Good shot.
nice job here
Good shot, Sean.
of establishing an inside presence.
There's a minute 40 left to play in the first quarter. Kerr Kicks to Nance. Passes it to Williams. Outside Williams. The shot. No good. Seattle goes the other way with it. That's good from Johnson on the assist by Lewis.
DJ.
Covered at the rim, finding cracks in the defense here early on.
Just really smart basketball and exploiting whatever holes that he's seeing right now in the defensive squad.
And so here's Cleveland after the basket by Seattle.
He may not be the strongest inside presence in the league, but still, he's got to convert from there.
Outside for Kemp. Fires the three. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
Kerr, the pass to Williams. Knocked loose and taken away by Johnson. And pushing it up. Here's Seattle. And then Kemp slams it in.
Excellent on both ends of that play.
Yeah, the steal was sharp, but the slam topped it off.
And we say it time and time again, so I'll repeat it. Have to be careful with the ball, or this is what happens.
Kerr dishes to Williams. Outside Williams. Tipped away. Stolen by Lewis. Here's Kemp, and Kemp slams it in.
I like their focus coming in. Terrific execution so far.
Well, if there were 4 or 5 boxes to check in terms of the game plan tonight, they might have checked 6. I mean, they're doing everything out there. For him, it's harder to miss that shot than it is to make that shot. I think he was anticipating a bit of a bump there.
Their play on both ends has been superb. We'll see if they can maintain the momentum.
Like tonight, that all the hustle plays have meant so much to this team. Now just sustain some of that energy and keep comfortable.
And so it's Seattle looking at a 13-point lead heading into the next quarter. What a night they've had in terms of their shooting. Everything dropping in for them. And don't go away. We'll be right back. And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And before we move on, guys, what do you think about what we've seen so far from the Supersonics?
Well, they've been aggressive from the beginning, particularly on the offensive end.
Well, if they wanted to start well, this would be it. They seized momentum right away, and they just didn't let it go in that quarter.
Sonics leading by 13. And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. On the court for Cleveland, Williams is out there with Williams. Then there's Rollins, and it's Hilo, and it's Kerr in at the point. And this is his second trip to the line in the game. The first free throw is good. And so Kent nails both of them. And so here's Cleveland, down by 15. Here's Kerr. And there's the pass to Hilo. They get it back. Here's Williams. Goes back up. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. And a quick look at how the Supersonics schedule is shaping up. On Friday, they'll tip off a homestand starting with the Houston Rockets. Then on Sunday, they'll tip off a road trip in Miami where they'll take on the Heat.
Shoot 2.
And the first one drops. And the Cavaliers with some changes. Brad Daugherty, he's checked in for Rollins. Bennett comes in for Williams. And it's Price in for Steve Kerr. And Williams drops them both. And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for the Supersonics. Allen for three. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Allen's got 6.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless. And no doubt they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does, Greg.
Yeah, that's 2 bombs in a row from long range.
Just over a minute gone here in the second quarter. And here's Price. For 3, Williams. That one's not going to go. Sonics leading by 17. Now here's Durant. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. That's a miss, his second after 2 shots. Now here's Bennett, guarded by KD. Bennett the pass to Price. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Elo, no good from outside. Inside and stolen by Bennett. And here in the second, 2 minutes gone by. And the Supersonics making a change here. Payton's checked in. And now let's revisit that exceptional mobile 1 block.
And those are plays that get you in front and keep you in front.
Price against Payton, and stolen by Payton. He feeds it to Haywood, outside for Durant. From downtown, float loose. That's out of bounds. Seattle will retain possession. And a look at the recent power rankings. Some interesting stories here in the early part of December. You take a look at the Pacers. They ascend up the list to number 3 with some spirited play.
Man, I think Seattle, they have just done a magnificent job of building chemistry. Higher on this list than many people expected. One of the great stories thus far. Another good play. This is how they built the lead, calling on the right guys at the right time.
Basketball IQ is something that gets talked about, but its importance to a team showing up here, running plays that turn into scores.
Jordy with the bucket.
Yeah, this is what you love about him, the confidence on that mid-range.
That's a staple of his offensive attack, and proving once again he can do some damage from that area.
Back to Payton. Some nice ball movement here by Seattle. And here's KD for 3. There we go. Now in the scoring column with that make, he is 1 for 4.
Let's go, baby.
Starting to add up, guys.
Let's go, baby.
5 baskets, 3 have been tripled.
So timeout called here, the first for Cleveland.
Trying to snap them out of this little slump.
Well, they can't find the net right now, and all they need, I think, is just to get one to go, get back on track.
A different look now for Cleveland. Nance comes in for Williams. And Steve Kerr is subbed in for Elo. Rashard Lewis, he's checked in for Seattle. Allen against Price. Pass to Doherty. There's 1:38 left in the first half. And that one is good with the extra effort on the glass.
Just a positive force right now for these guys. And though his team has fallen a bit short, it's not because of him.
The high post shot. The offensive rebound. Sigma the pass to Lewis. Here's Allen. And it's Allen slamming it down.
A fantastic dunk. And he hangs around up there just for a little camera time.
Yeah, maybe he didn't want to land awkwardly. Who knows? But there he is, and we see it very clearly. For Seattle, they have gone 3 for 3 at the line tonight. Rollins checked in for the Cavaliers. Williams comes in for Price.
One shot. One shot.
.112 left to play here in the second quarter. Payton on the double team. Pass to Doherty. Count that one as his 7th make in 8 attempts. A scorching 88%. 59 seconds left in the first half. Payton dishes to Allen. From deep three-point range, an absolute bomb from three-point range. Allen's got 17.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
Here's Nance. The shot, no good. Seattle goes the other way with it. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. And Durant launches from deep. No basket with that shot. Having trouble finding his range. He's 1 for 5. Kerr kicks to Williams. Kerr against Payton. To the inside. Doherty with the bucket. Doherty's got 10 points now just in this quarter.
Really nice move there. Doherty has such a polished skill set. Makes it an easy conversion for him in the painted area.
Durant, and that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. And so it's Seattle, closing out the quarter with a 20-point lead. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. We'll get right back to the action when we return.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
After one half of play, it's been a one-sided affair. Hey, everybody, welcome back. This is Ernie Johnson alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Checking out Seattle. Kenny, what was your impression?
Well, they were completely in rhythm shooting the basketball. Just watching the flow of their offense, everything clicked into place. Fantastic shot selection. They took advantage of everything the defense gave them.
Shaq, how do you think Cleveland played?
Hasn't been pretty anywhere for them. But I point to their usually tight defense more than anything else. They didn't protect the rim at all, and it's cost them, Ernie.
And that's going to do it for us here. The second half of action is coming your way.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. Ray Allen really has his fingerprints all over this one.
And the bulk of his damage so far has come from the perimeter. A lot of threes early on.
Yeah, he keeps tracking down those spots behind the three-point line and finding some open opportunities.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. That'll be a 5-second call.
Only their first turnover of the game, taking terrific care of the basketball.
Nance passes to Bennett. It's hauled in by the Sonics. Sigma's got 4 rebounds in this game. On the court right now for the Sonics, Allen is out there with Payton. And it's Durant. Then there's Sean Kemp. And it's Sigma in at the 5, home in the paint. Cleveland with the ball. Elo outside. Pass to Bennett. It's good, and it's Price with the assist. Price has got 4 assists in the game.
It's a great move, and he catches the defense completely off guard.
Well, just ripping through right there as he finds the open spot and gets right through there. High basketball IQ play. All night they've asked him to shoulder the scoring load, and he is not disappointed.
Here's Elo, and the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Sean Kemp picks one up right there.
And often, this guy's the unsung hero. I mean, Elo just does whatever the team asks of him, and much of which never shows up in the stat sheet.
And he knocks down the first one. Williams, he's checked in for the Cavaliers. And the Supersonics also making a change. Johnson's checked in. And Elo drops them both. About 1 minute played here in the second half. Payton passes to Sigma. He dishes it to Johnson. Kemp inside, covered by Nance. 6 to shoot, and too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. For the Sonics, Haywood's checked in, and it's Williams in for Payton. Price looking it over. He kicks it to Nance. Now here's Bennett, guarded by KD. That one misses.
And if that's the best look you can get on a possession, what a waste of a trip down the floor.
Yeah, see the coach? He's got that frown on his face. I think we know why. Not a high percentage look.
Shoots the 3. Hits the 3-point bomb. KD's got 6 points.
And how about that? Coming out to start the half, a perfect 3 of 3.
Elo with it. He's picked up by KD. Elo dishes to Bennett. Back to Elo. Takes a 3. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. 5 points in the game.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
Well, both of them looking towards the 3-point line. And I like to see that, especially when the results are made buckets.
KD, that's for 2. Good. Great play by Williams to set it up. KD's got 5 points in the quarter.
And still perfect in the second half. 4 straight makes.
A little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the third. Timeout called Cleveland. Cavaliers. Rollins checked in for Nance. Williams comes in for Bennett. And Steve Kerr is subbed in for Mark Price. And Seattle also making a change. Rashard Lewis. He's checked in for Kevin Durant.
And that solid play in the paint continues here, guys.
Johnson outside. Kemp kicks to Haywood. Some nice ball movement here by Seattle. Johnson outside. Down low. Haywood, the pass to Williams. 6 on the shot clock. Johnson outside. The pass to Kemp. Second chance shot. And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing. And there's the foul against Cleveland. The Sonics have looked good at the line tonight. They're perfect in 4 attempts. And he makes the first. And so Kemp nails both of them. Greg, you played against some terrific players, including the late, great Kobe Bryant. I'd love to hear your thoughts on playing against Kobe.
I mean, his passing is still tough, I'm sure, for many to deal with because he was just taken from us at such a young age. But this guy was a ferocious competitor and someone who showed us in life and in tragedy that you need to make the most of every moment that we have here. You know, I just appreciated to really the fans getting to know Kobe once his career was over, because I think he was able to let his guard down a little bit and show us a lighter side, a more compassionate side.
That is an excellent point. Kicks it to Williams. Elo outside. Pass to Williams. And it's Seattle with the rebound. Kemp's got 5 rebounds tonight. Lewis with it. Williams picks him up. Pass to Haywood. Makes it off the glass.
Guys, that's just really unstoppable. He poses a ton of matchup problems for whomever he's facing.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill. And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish. Whistle blows, bucket is good, and he'll have a chance at the line to make it a 3-point play.
And I love the tenacity, guys. He simply can will his way into games at times and exert his presence.
Catching up on the changes for Cleveland. Doherty's checked in for Williams. Bennett comes in for Elo, and it's Price in for Steve Kerr. Free throw no good for Johnson.
You know, for a guy who sat on the bench his senior year of high school and was barely noticed by college recruiters, boy, DJ's proved a lot of people wrong. And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat. And guys, he's been a one-man air raid coming at them time and time again.
Kind of like he's in his living room right now. He's found a comfort zone. Once he gets that, the defense knows they're in trouble.
And so it's Seattle, having no problems at all. Up 29 points heading into the next quarter. Their defense has been terrific in this game. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. While we have the chance now, folks, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
And the winner today, the big fella here with the sweetest of dimes. What a plus it is to have a post player who's got this ability to find.
You know, anytime a guy's in the post and the teammates know he's unselfish, great player movement can create an opportunity just like that.
And there have been two very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. Brown out there at Mokeski. Then it's Jones. Then there's Bennett. And it's Brown in at the 2. That's the 5 for Cleveland right now. And stolen by Bennett. And here we go. It's hauled in by Sigma. Then it's gone just 1 of 5 from the field. Allen passes to Sigma. Here's Schrempf. That one falls. Schrempf's got the fourth quarter going with the first basket of the period here for the Sonics. Game continues to evolve, Greg. Any changes in particular that you do not like?
That's a great question. You know, I'd like to see the replay review streamlined a little bit better. I wouldn't mind a touch more physicality being allowed in the game, but as much as we tend to complain, the one thing I have learned is if you're honest, you go back, we always complain. I don't care what the era is. Nobody's ever truly happy, and I'm not going to spend all my time worrying about that stuff, partner. I'm just going to enjoy the game that we are all so fortunate enough to be able to watch.
Totally agree. That one goes in.
Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible.
Peyton dishes to Schrempf. A 3-ball. Seattle with a fresh shot clock.
Yeah, and they've shown effort and aggression in the paint, really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive.
Some changes for Seattle. Ellis is checked in for Allen. And it's Brown in for Gary Payton. A tremendous mobile one block that we had to see again. Great send back.
Determined to protect the lead with the all-out effort defensively. Superb anticipation on the block.
We're just over a minute and a half now into the fourth. Brown against Jones. And it's blocked. And pushing it up, here's Seattle. And here's Ellis for 3. Sinks the three-pointer. Ellis has got himself on the board with 3 there.
Three-pointers are killing them at this point, and they haven't been able to respond at the other end.
Jones kicks to Brown. Been a lot of talk, Greg, about in-season tournaments in the NBA to spur fan interest. The proposal was tabled for a bit. What are your thoughts on that?
You know, cash prizes for the players and coaching staffs. That always seems like a good idea. I just wonder, Kevin, if they're going to have any cash prizes for the broadcasters. Because now I think they're on to something. We could get that. And, you know, but in all seriousness, we see that in soccer, right? And it seems to work well. And I think if it can spur some more interest from fans, then I'd be all for it.
Yeah, the fans love it watching soccer. Larry Nance is checked in for the Cavaliers. We're in the fourth quarter here, just under 2.5 minutes gone. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Left side, Brown. Shot clock at 5. Brown the pass to McKesson. And he caught that pass in full stride on his way to the big slam.
Can't talk enough about the subtleties in that setup right there. The assist, really the key to that entire sequence.
And perimeter scoring, I have to imagine it was a topic of discussion at halftime.
Maybe trying to find a little bit more space and ball movement to get guys open at the three-point line.
And so Brown will bring it up for the Cavaliers. 1:51 left in the fourth quarter. Sweet little floater.
When the player gets a feel for that floater, it can really make things tough on defenders. You're just not sure how to guard them and where your point of commitment is.
And he gets it to go as they call the foul. He's on his way to the line for one more.
And Matador defense, that's one of the easiest shots he is ever going to see.
Yeah, feels like Christmas right now, just gift wrapping points.
Rollins checked in for Larry Nance.
One shot.
Something that was floated as an idea last season, the second bubble in Chicago. Brick, do you think eliminated teams deserve to finish their seasons?
I really don't, Kevin, for the sake of the matter that we're talking about people's health and the risk involved around players, their families, their extended families. If you didn't qualify, if your team wasn't good enough at the point that the season was suspended, I agree with the way the league went about the teams that were invited to compete in Orlando and to let the other teams spend the time, the most important time, with their families being safe, secure, and preparing themselves for what was next.
And the Cavaliers with possession. Right side Jones. Brown, good. Brown's got 6 in the quarter.
There's some easy offense there. Keep finding looks in that area, and their shooting percentages tonight are going to be off the charts.
Man showing some terrific range. And that one really took the air out of this crowd.
Ooh, just like that. I mean, you could hear a pin drop in here.
Jones against Brown. Brown. And that comes off the assist by Jones.
Well, at this point, they're just trying to get back in sync. You want to play a good brand of basketball.
Consistency definitely is a key to some of the playoff performing teams, and tonight they just did not find it in this contest.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing. Beautiful transition offense there. That's execution at its best.
Yeah, once you burst through a seam like that, you got to look right towards the rim. Sweet play.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Supersonics will retain possession. Here's McDaniel. And there's the feed to Ellis. The three. Good on the three-point shot.
So many of the plays they're running designed to create opportunities from deep.
And I don't know how they keep doing this, but every time down, the resulting possession ends up at the three-point line and a fairly efficient shot attempt at that.
And that one drops.
Well, if you're giving up that much height, the only thing that you can do as a defender is to foul him.
So no problem for Seattle as they get the win. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
And that's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Brett Berry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. And we'll see you next time.